So Arlo Guthrie, 60-second CPD on Veterinary Ramblings, titled Top Tips for Communicating in the 21st Century, starting now.
Okay, in the written word, brevity is a luxury that can only be afforded between people who know each other really well. To anyone else, it just sounds rude. If you don't know someone, always start your email with Dear John or whoever. On social media, acknowledge the person you're replying to by addressing them with a quick Hi, Jane, or whatever your name is. Secondly, the written word is missing all those visual clues that you'd normally get from talking to someone face to face. Again, I'd argue you need to compensate for that in the way that you write. And one example of that is to preface any opinion you share online with the words, I think. It's two small words, but they're so important. If you write, you are wrong, it makes you look arrogant. If you say, I think you might be wrong, it's a much more respectful way of putting the argument across, and no less effective if you, when your explanation is then an open and shut case. Thirdly, never write anything when you're angry. Not an email, certainly not a social media post. Your anger will be obvious and amplified in whatever you write. Have I run out?
You can carry on, you're into extra time, it's fine. It's fine.
Amplified in whatever you write. It won't do anyone any good. I've got three more. Whenever possible, ditch text messages and email in favor of the telephone. Pick up the telephone. Text messages and emails are transactional, and they offer no opportunity to turn left or right. And I've had various calls where I've suddenly realized I missed all that sort of rich conversation with people. In business, say sorry. As a society, we've become terrified of the legal consequences of admitting failure or apologizing. So now we have that awful Weasley, I'm so sorry if you thought that something was offensive. It's not. You just say, I'm sorry. It's such a small thing. And ironically, I think it makes people less likely to take legal action if you give them a fulsome apology. They go, okay. And then finally, a little plug for my own websites, which was that Facebook is really not a great place for scientific discussion. And I know people weren't particularly warm to that message, but Facebook uses an algorithm to pick posts that it will show to you based on your likelihood of interacting with them. And that is not the way of having a balanced scientific debate. On Vet Surgeon and Vet Nurse, it's just we haven't got any clever little algorithms or anything. It's one opinion following the next. So everybody gets to say what they think.
It wasn't 1 minute. It wasn't 60-second CPD. However, I think there was some very solid content in there.